better bring a customer experience that's a level that has never been seen. And your team better know how to bring it.
Welcome, everyone, to the Driving Vision podcast brought to you by the Zeigler Auto Group. And here with me, Auto Group Director of Talent Development, Mike Van Ryn. Welcome, Mike.
Hey, thanks, Sam.
Be sure to subscribe to the podcast, like it if you do, and leave a comment. Hey everybody, welcome to this new year. Welcome to 2023. Nailing this first episode of the new year, setting the right tone and sending the right message has been super important to me. When I think back on who I connect with most about the opportunities that exist in business, in life, and automotive in particular, there has been one person who stands out. This person has an extraordinary energy, passion, and I'm better after each conversation with him. First, though, a special thanks to my friend Dennis Gingrich with the Nilo Auto Group for introducing me to our guest today, internet and social media standout and rock star sales trainer, Andy Elliott. Andy, welcome to the show. And what's your take on the opportunities that lie ahead in 2023?
Hey guys, and by the way, I want to say this. I think that 2023 is going to be a market we're all going to need to get ready for. I was telling my team the other day, I said, basically, some people that stay prepared don't have to get prepared, but it was really easy for nobody to really try to get great in the last 2 years because it was easy. I'm going to say this, and I wrote this on my hand. You can see it on my hand. Every day,
I love it.
Every day I write a note to myself. And today it was hijack your competition's brain. Hijack it. I am hijacking every single person that is going to compete against me, their brain. They're going to have to die to compete with me. And I want everybody to think about that. So what does that mean? You really die? Listen to me. You really die. I'm going to explain what I mean here. My whole life, my entire life, all I've ever wanted is an opportunity. It's all I ever wanted. And in the automotive space, since we're all automotive guys, we're going to talk about the opportunity that men and women have in the automotive space. And I really think that in 2023, the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of time is about to happen. Let me explain what I mean. The prepared are going to rip it away from the unprepared. It was so funny. In 2020, I saw a lot of people going out of business. Everybody was singing the blues. COVID came in. Boom. Things got great. It was awesome. And then guess what? All of a sudden, everybody was on LinkedIn every single week. Hey, just broke records, taking my team out for drinks, up 500%. Yes. I'm hearing up 500%. And dude, they're celebrating. LinkedIn's been a little quiet the last week.
Yes, it has.
I told my wife, I go, man, everybody's posting motivational posts. But get why? Because they're needing to get mentally tough. This is going to be about mentality. 2023 is the year of mentality. That's all it is. Now, by the way, skill, oh my God. You better believe your company, or if you're a salesman watching this, you better bring a customer experience that's a level that has never been seen. And your team better know how to bring it. And the leaders better really turn back into leaders and not be professional babysitters. Because I'm going to tell you, the last 2 years, all they've done is babysat. Okay. But now they're going to have to lead. So my goal for 2023 is adjust up or adjust down. You would choose. There is an adjustment everybody's going to make. You're just going to get to decide. When these 2023 statements are coming out in January, okay, they're going to compare them next to 2022 statements. Okay. A lot of people are going to be making excuses, whining, crying, market, inventory. Wham. Excuses only sound good to the people who are making them. You know what I would do? If I was here in this podcast, I would say, hey, hijack. What does that mean? That means this. Anybody that's in a 50-mile radius or 100-mile radius of my store, I'm going to deliver plywood to the front door, and I'm literally going to tell them to board up their windows because I'm shutting them down. They're not delivering any more cars. I'm going to tell my sales team the truth. Here's the truth, guys. We are either going to go home and explain to our wife and kids that it was a good run, and guess what? Things are going to be tough. Or we're going to have a great perspective and realize that we've been waiting on this opportunity, and this is our time to really make some real money. Because everybody made it the last 14 months, but only the real winners, the boys and the men, are going to get to separate, or the great separator, are getting separated now. And I'm telling you when I say this, 2023 is either going to be disastrous for a lot of people, or it's going to be the best thing that ever happened to them. You make the decision. And I'm telling you, for me, for my family, for the people we partner with, you have got to overtrain. This is the year to get mentality through the roof. This is the year to realize that, Sam, you have an identity of who you are. Things that you've done in the past that you did a great job at, and it developed your name today. Mike, you did some great things. It developed your name. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry, Andy. You are going to have to prove who the hell you are in 2023. Because I don't care who you were last year. I don't care what you did the last 20 years. Okay. If you're just trying to maintenance your skill, you're going to get taken out by somebody that's obsessed with that next level mentality, skill, and drive. And I'm telling you.
In fact, Andy, it's interesting. Another word for that is entitlement, isn't it?
Entitlement.
Like in any business, as human beings, entitlement becomes a big challenge and a big obstacle to success. So you gave us a great tip here in this first week in January. Whether I'm a salesperson, a finance manager, a GM, a sales manager, or a vendor listening to the podcast, getting that mindset of getting rid of entitlement is a huge key to success in 2023. How do I do that, Andy? How do I get my mindset? How do I get my head straight around entitlement?
Number one, you got to realize that anything that you don't take care of, somebody else will take care of it. Okay. So what does that mean? All the clients you serviced last year, listen, if you don't take care of them, I'll go take care of them. Somebody else will take care of them. We always tell our salespeople, if you don't take care of your people, someone else will. It's that easy. I tell my sales guys, we don't take care of our people, someone else will. Okay. The best person that gives the best experience is the best at what they do. Here's the goal. Let me give you two things. Number one, mentality is everything. I'm just telling you, mentality is everything. Okay. Your head is either got a 9-figure mindset or a minimum wage mindset. It's your choice. Your head is either a trash can, and how you think, Sam, is who you become. I'm going to tell you, if you're scared right now, you're going to get scared and I'm going to slaughter you. And by the way, arrogance, cockiness, entitlement, that's death. That's death. That is the death of an entrepreneur. We must be open-minded right now. We must be open. I was just talking to Brian Benstock 2 days ago. And he is working his service drive harder than he's ever worked his entire life. He goes, right now, we're talking about where are we going to acquire cars, where are we going to acquire our best cars, where are we going to acquire more deals, where are our customers right now that have equity, where are our best trade-ins at, where can we find cars today, not pay transportation, not pay auction fees, where can we find that? Oh my God, we can find them in our own front yard. They're right here.
Yes.
And we walk up to people and we say, hey, Sam, look, if I could offer you more money than your car was worth, would you mind if I told you how much that was? Could we just tell you today? We don't want to buy your car. We don't want you to buy anything. We just want to let you know what it's worth. If you want to pull the equity out, put it in your pocket for this new year, that's cool. By the way, most people are upgrading to a newer vehicle, lower miles, better gas mileage, more warranty, lower payment, whatever, right? And by the way, right now, it's never been a better time in the automotive space. I heard a realtor the other day. He goes, it's really tough in real estate right now because of interest rates. I go, dude, you guys are dumb. People were going in bidding wars, paying hundreds of thousands of dollars more for houses. And so right now, Sam, if you bought a house, you could literally pay what it was worth and you'd pay 2% higher in a rate. Who cares? 60 to 90 days or 6 months from now, you can refinance it. Your payoff, you can't refinance. You can't refinance a payoff, but you can refinance.
Negotiate the best deal right now, right?
Dude,
that's success.
Deals are sitting everywhere. So what are customers going to do? They're going to start learning that now's the time to get out and buy. And by the way, if they say this market right now, we took out 40% of the market in this last deal because they're upside down. Okay, we got 60% to sell. Let's go. Let's go, man. Dude, what are you looking at? Okay, I go on a 10-mile run with you. We see a sign that says free bagels. I told you this. We get free bagels. My buddy goes, dude, look at that line. I'm like, dude, free bagels. He's like, dude, look at that line. I'm like, free bagels. What do you see, the line or the bagels? Right now, rates are up, but cars are good deals. Dude, listen to me. Learn to communicate. Everybody will buy. Also, on top of that, we're in the era, Sam, of the worst salesman in the history of time. We're in the era of entitled leaders. Okay, and by the way, I'm going to explain this to you. Anybody that's watching this, if I got a manager, GM, or a leader, anybody watching this right now, you're only as good as your bottom 80% of the floor. Remember that. You're only as good as your bottom 80% of the floor. I tell people all the time, they're like, dude, John sells 40. I say, we don't care about John. Take your top 20%. They could leave you today. They're self-motivated. They're driven. They'd go somewhere else across the street and they do just fine over there. They don't need you. The bottom 80% of the floor needs you. By the way, you were hired because you're a manager, and a manager's job is to manage people and ensure success for them. So the bottom 80% of the floor, your job is to make your people great. Now, were you great at selling when you sold? Yes, I was. Okay, great. Why does your team suck? Why is there people at the bottom in your company when they had such a great leader like you who was such a great salesman? You know why? Because you're not leading them. And you know what? It's a tough pill to swallow, but I'm going to tell you this. You better chew that pill up, keep it in your mouth and taste it. And by the way, this is going to be a suck fest in 2023, and I am ready for it. I love to suffer. I love to suck. I was praying. You know what? I honestly, when I saw this good market come in, I saw I had bad market blues. I was like, oh man, damn it. It's going to get easy on us. Oh man, because I like it hard. I like to grind. I like to let my wife and kids know when I go to work, I'm going to show up as a man and a leader, and I'm going to go make a living for us. I like to show them that I'm a winner. I want to be the example for what winning looks like in my life, in my kids' life, in my wife's life, and in my friends.
Andy, let me ask you this. Part of the show, part of this Driving Vision podcast, one of the questions Mike and I always ask is we ask, how are you driving vision to change the world? The greatest leaders in the world have had massive visions. JFK took the United States to space. Reagan, as an example, brought a wall down. People have changed the world with their big visions. What's your vision of and you've got a ton of passion, you've got a ton of energy, you've seen the opportunity in today's space. What's your vision of the future, and what's your background that brought you to this place where you're so passionate about our opportunity in this market in 2023?
So quick 30 seconds. By the way, I'll give you family background. So mom left when I was 2. She's an alcoholic, right? She rolls out. Yep. Usually my dad left, mom raises the kids. Dude, my mom rolled out, said peace. I got 5 brothers and sisters. Jerry Springer, we're all enough to remember that. So I was in the Jerry Springer house. Dad was always gone. I got 3 older sisters. So he's always, hey, let's make sure they don't get pregnant. They don't get in trouble. The kids, we got to run crazy. Listen, I don't raise my kids this way. This isn't how I should have been raised. I was raised wrong. I come up, I was taught to think small. I didn't believe I'd ever amount to anything. We never had any wealthy person in our family. Nobody in our family ever did anything. One person went to college. Literally, dude, it was like my dad, when I graduated, my dad says, and by the way, I want to go to this. I graduated with straight D's because no one told me to care. And I know that sounds stupid. You think you should know, but dude, I didn't know, man. Honestly, dude, I was a loser. I was a born loser, and I was reborn into a savage and became a winner. And I'm going to tell you this, in every wealthy person's life, there was eventually one point in time there was no wealthy person in that family. And I wanted a way out. So at 18, I graduated, okay? I had nothing good. Everybody thought I wasn't going to make it. My dad said, stay out of jail, get a job. I did construction for 1 month. That was awful. I never want to do that again. That was the worst job of my life. I didn't get paid any money. It was horrible. I said, dude, I got to find something. I didn't have any money. I'm dead eating on broke. I've never tasted a dollar. I've never had more than $50 in my hand at one time at the age of 18. I get a job selling cars. And I'm gonna tell you, I got it. My best friend's older brother was a manager at a car dealership, and I didn't even know that. And he goes, hey, what if I could, hey, Andy, why don't you come to work for me? Okay. He goes, I'll show you how to make $5,000 a month. Now listen, when you're a kid and you're like, first of all, that's not even possible. And there's I tell people, you'll never out earn your own self-worth. I don't even believe that I'm worth a dollar, right? My value in me is nothing. And by the way, nobody ever spoke life into me. Dude, our kids are entrepreneurs. We raise them as entrepreneurs. I tell my wife all the time, I'd love for her to be my mother. She's so good to us. She's so good to our kids. But you know what? You're either going to, remember this, Sam, you're either going to suffer when you're a kid and you're going to go through hell, or you're going to suffer when you're an adult when you don't go get what you want. Everybody's going to suffer. The question is,
that chip on your shoulder that was placed there by the circumstance of your growing up has catapulted you to success. And it's interesting, Andy, so many people who are successful in business in the U.S. today have that chip on their shoulder from their youth, right? Something that drives them, that motivates them, that just gets them jacked up. Tell me if
you had a good upbringing, keep the chip on your shoulder to make your parents. That's what I tell my son. I'm like, dude, listen, you didn't have to go through hell, but I'm going to tell you this. Like, you're going to need to go harder than me because you didn't have to suffer like us. So you better get it. And by the way, my wife, we talk to our kids, my son or my daughter, she's 7. She's, hey, do you want me to talk to you like the 7-year-old badass 1%er I see you as being in the future? Do you want me to talk to you like that person? Or do you want me to talk to you like a little 7-year-old kid who's like everybody else?
Oh,
my daughter's
like,
no. She's like, talk to me like you see me, mom. Okay. All right. So then if you do, this is what's going to happen. Like we tell my son, like if he bullies his little sisters, we tell him, hey, don't be surprised when you get punched in the mouth at school. Okay. What comes around goes around, bud. Don't forget that. Okay. And by the way, I'm not going to back you. When that kid punches you, you remember, it's just like when you punch your sister. So like
So opportunity, Andy, came for you in the car business.
Oh my God.
Talk to us about what the car business as. I've often said the car business is the last great American industry. It's the land of promise where anyone, regardless of your background, your education level, you can go. And if you're willing to hustle and you're willing to work hard, you can make an incredible living. And you can deliver a lot of value back. Talk to us a little bit about the auto industry as a land of promise.
So asked, what do I see for the future? You know what? I want everybody to realize that sales is the greatest opportunity and it's their way out. And by the way, sales, we don't care about your education. We don't care about your experience. Honestly, if you come to me with no experience, I like that even better. If you come to me with no education, you know what that means? I'm going to ask you one question. Are you coachable? You know what I'd rather have over education and experience? I'd rather have hungry and somebody who wants an opportunity. If I got somebody in front of me that says, I want an opportunity, I say, oh, okay. All right. So listen to me. When you go to be a doctor, you know what happens? You got to go to school for 7 years, costs $250,000 in debt. You go to school for 3 years in residency or go to work for somebody for 3 years in residency. That's 10 years. You make no money. You had to go through hell to get your doctorate. Now you're $250,000 in debt. And 10 years later, hopefully you can get a job, work from 8 in the morning until 8 o'clock at night, 6 days a week to hopefully make $300,000 to $500,000 a year. 10 years later, hopefully make it. And you got to keep training, self-incorporate. You got to keep practicing. You got to have lawyers involved. You got to have all this responsibility. It's your own business. Selling cars, you can literally walk onto the dealership day one and you can say, hey, what do I need to do? Have a great attitude. Have a delusional belief. Everybody can buy, came to buy, will buy as long as I do my job. So what does that mean? Learn your business like no one else, which is why we have training. You can literally log in. And because of technology now, Sam, Mike, when we were younger, we had to get books out. I had to get a book. Me and you were like 1999. We're like, dude, I know this close in here somewhere. Now, oh my God, it says, hey, here's 60 closes. Click a button, watch a video. Hey, here's the printout. I'm like, dude, like these guys got the cheat code now. Okay. I mean, like Sam, everything that you know doing this podcast right now, by the way, this is free. My favorite 4-letter F word, free. It is free. I would have paid you my whole check for this podcast when I was younger so someone could tell me how to get it done. Be hungry.
Isn't it interesting, though, Andy? It's not about knowing. Success is about doing. And we often talk on the show how if it was about knowing, we'd all be billionaires with rock hard abs, right? But it's about the execution. Why is it that with all this knowledge and information out there, why is it the doing part is so tough? As a leader, getting your team to do it, or as an individual, getting yourself to do it, Andy?
So for the automotive space, we're talking about it. It's because there's no buy-in. Sam, you'll give somebody a job right now. They don't have to go through schooling. They can get certified if they work for a new car manufacturer, but they don't have to go through schooling. That doesn't cost them any money. And guess what? If it doesn't work out, they have no skin in the game. They can go get another job somewhere else. So Sam, here's what I would do. And by the way, this is something that I do. If I was a leader right now, I would interview you. I'd say, hey, Sam, so listen, number one, I'm going to honestly try to talk you out of this job because in sales, there's a lot of rejection. Okay. You're mentally going to have to stay focused all day long. We're not going to micromanage you. I refuse to micromanage you. I'm a leader. I make more leaders. Okay. I'm going to tell you, if you go to McDonald's, you're going to micromanage you all day long. They're going to make sure you flip burgers and you're not going to get paid enough. In this automotive space, if you're disciplined, you can make more money than ever, but I'm not going to babysit you. So I need you to know that your job is to be selling something, looking for something to sell, or training to get better. You're not going to talk out. You're not going to talk to anybody. You're not going to hang out with anybody. You're going to physically stay on your own. You're going to keep your own mindset strong. You're going to train in the dark when no one's looking, and you're going to show up. And every one of my people, you're going to treat them like I'm treating you right now, like a professional, not an amateur. And the automotive has been full of amateurs for a very long time. And right now, you know what I love? This is the time whenever I said, hijack your competition's brain. This is the best time to do it. Why? Because all these leaders are entitled. They got 2022 paychecks still on their brain. They're not even focused on 2023 because most of them can't see farther than the hand in front of their face. You know why? Because they went and spend all the money they made anyways. They didn't even save it. They went and bought big houses, big cars, big everything. Their life's great. Their wives think that this is the way things are from now on. And it's a lie. You know what a false summit is? You know what one is, Sam?
No, what is it?
A false summit is when you're going up a mountain and you're climbing, you're at 10,000 feet and you think you see the top of the mountain right there. And all of a sudden you go, oh my God, we're almost there. And you realize that you go around the curve and you got to go back down to get back up. It's a false summit. You realize,
Camelback, baby. You guys have one in Phoenix.
Yes, but like you think you're there. It's false. It's false. A lot. See, and by the way, 2022 was a false summit for the automotive space. 2022, people thought for the first time in their life, damn, I'm excited, man. This is great. This business is so good. Oh my God, this is what life's like from now on. No, it's not, man. No, that's a false summit. Dude, you've been tricked. All the success you had was not because of you. Okay. You think you got 3 times better. That's why you made 3 times as much. You think you got 3 times better. You didn't get 3 times better. You know you didn't. You still sound the same. You still talk the same. Matter of fact, you're lazier now. So what are you going to do in 2023? You know what you're going to do? You're either going to get clocked or you're going to do the clocking. So for anybody right now, for anybody that wants an opportunity and that's hungry, here's what I'll tell you. Learn whatever business you're going to get in and know your business better than anybody else, better than anyone else. Number one, just study your business. Okay, if you're on Wall Street, study the stock, study the market, study banking, study rates, study the industry, study it. Study for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day. They say, how much do I have to study to be great? As much as it takes. There is no number on it. Look, dreams come with the price. If you're not going to pay the price, you're not going to get the dream. That's it. If you want this dream, you have got to pay the price. Also, secondly, try to figure out how to kick your own butt every day. Sam, whatever your team isn't good at, and I'm just going to make an example. So like Mike, I know you're a trainer. I'll go into the team and I'll say this. I got a couple more cars to look at. I'm going to get back with you. Price is too high. Payment's too high. I want more for my trade. I'm just going to hit them with some common stuff. Okay? I'm not going to hit them with, hey, my ice cream's melting in the car. I got to leave. Something they've never heard of. I'm going to hit them with the same stuff they get hit every single day. And if they can't handle it like a pro, then they're not a pro. And you know what I want to know? I want to know who's in charge of them. I want to know who's in charge. Because clearly the keys have been handed over from the asylum to the inmates. The inmates are running the prison now. They say, I don't want to train. Okay, Sam, what would you do if somebody showed up late to work? You'd write them up. And you say, if you show up late to work again, it lowers the standards of the company. Okay, so Sam, we can't have you showing up late again. So if you do, then you don't want to be here and you're lowering the standards. We all understand that. We love you, but it's just not right for us. If somebody doesn't train, you don't want to self-improve. Do you think wanting to not self-improve lowers the standards or raises the standards? It lowers it.
Right.
So if you're not going to train here and you're not going to get self-improved, you're lowering the standards of our company. I'm not going to tell you that you're not going to be great. I'm just going to say you're lowering the standards of our company. Do you want to be associated with lowering the standards of a great company like ours? No. Then don't do it. Look, don't do it.
Andy, truly, there are those that go through the motions of training without actually training too. And that's a problem, right? Being looked at, hey, I'm checking boxes, I'm watching videos. But to your point, am I walking around and is there a culture of, hey, I'm going to throw out an objection to you, I'm going to throw out a word track. Let's take downtime and go back and forth on this and become masters, become assassins, become ninjas at this one word track to challenge each other to become better, right?
And that's all leadership, man. I'm telling you, dude, listen, we are in the era of the worst salesman in the history of time. We're also in the era of the worst leader, which means to me, opportunity has never been easier for anyone to be great. Right now, Sam, if there's any stores in this world that want to become great, this is their time. This is the great.
So on that comment, I want to give you a chance, Andy Elliott, because every time I talk to you, I just get jacked up. I get excited. And that impact you've had on a lot of dealers across the country as you train and work with other dealers. How can people find you and how can they connect with you, Andy?
Number one, I have a cell phone number. It's across the whole country. Okay. The cell phone is 918-210.
Wow.
0254. I have one cell phone. It's right here, wherever the hell it went. 918-210-0254. People text me and I know that they want training and they want to level up. And all they have to do is say, hey, I want to become great at getting more clients. I want to become great at lead generation. I want to become great at the phones. I want to become great at closing and negotiating. Or they're a leader. They're like, I want fire-breathing dragons. I want my team to have energy. You know what I mean? Like whatever you want. I don't care. But here's the goal is people text. We have 11,000 stores on our platform. 11,000. Okay. We're doing some big business. We're you. I'm you. You're me. We're normal people. I've got a wife over here. I've got 3 kids. I've got 70 guys on my team. Dude, I don't do this for the money. I do this for the love of winning in the game. Dude, I'm telling you, I see people selling their will to win all around the world right now. They're selling their will to win. Stuff gets hard. All of a sudden you get frustrated. And you know what, Sam? You get in a big fight with your wife. Things aren't going right. And you just throw it all down the drain and you settle. You can't do this. We're letting our damn children down. You can't do this. Our kids need some men and women that have the courage to stay in the game, stand up and fight. I watch people tap out all the time. You can never, ever tap out. I would rather tap out in practice than tap out on the street. That's why we train. Right, Mike? We tap out in practice, don't cost us nothing. Tap out on the street, you just lost a real fight.
I love it. Great advice. Tap out in practice, not in real life selling. Coming up next week on part 2 of our conversation with Andy Elliott, Andy shares how his business began, how it's grown organically, blown up really on social media. Finally, Andy will share with us the importance of his signature high energy, how he defends that energy daily, and what his ideal daily routine looks like. Check it out on next week's episode of the Driving Vision podcast. Until next week, how are you driving vision today?